Alright guys, so The Witcher Season 2 is going to be out this year on December 17th, and I'm just like so excited. We're going to have the Wheel of Time and The Witcher this winter season. It's going to be so cool, so good for fantasy fans. I'm in love with it. Now, with Season 1 sort of being really confusing with the timeline and stuff, because they were going over a whole bunch of like short stories. It was like a timeline that lasted over like 100 years, so it was hard to keep up with everything, and I know for like regular fans, they didn't really know what was going on. The showrunner has come out and said that the show will be a little bit more linear this time and easier to like understand what's going on. She still wants to show off a lot of the short stories from the first book and stuff, so we'll probably get a lot more monster stuff going on. But before we go any further, make sure that you guys like the video and subscribe, and comment below what you guys are looking forward to this season of The Witcher. So The Witcher has like a 2-minute teaser trailer already out, better than some shows right now. But the trailer is out, and Geralt is taking Ciri to Carmoran, I think that's how you say it, and he's taking her there to be trained as a Witcher. And Carmoran is the place that Geralt grew up at. It's where he trained to become a Witcher. It's where a lot of people train to become a Witcher, and this is probably like best for Ciri because, like, you know, obviously Ciri was on the run, she didn't have anywhere else to go, and she has this like mysterious power that we really don't know too much about yet, and to train and to become a Witcher is probably going to be best for her, so she can learn how to like control all of that and also be like in a safe environment, because the continent is like kind of crazy right now. A lot of stuff's going on. So the showrunner Lauren Hisrich, I believe I'm saying that correctly, she says that the story is going to be a lot more intense this season. She actually seems like a pretty like genuine fan, and she wants to see a lot of the short stories and stuff still come to life. So she's trying to figure out ways to take some of the stuff from the short stories that we've already seen in like the previous season, and she wants to bring even more of them throughout the next few seasons, whether that's like through flashbacks or whatever. I mean, after all, The Witcher was originally short stories, and it's just about monster hunting and stuff, so it's some really cool stuff to see. But we're going to be able to see this big epic that's actually going to finally start coming to life with Ciri and learning all the stuff and her abilities, and Geralt having to protect her and stuff like that. But yeah, it's always good to see when a showrunner is like a big fan of the actual franchise. Another thing is that Henry Cavill is actually a big fantasy fan. He said that his father would like read the books to him and stuff like that when he was a kid, even before he was like able to read, so he has a big love for fantasy, and you know, he's in love with the project. He loves The Witcher. One of the things that I love most, though, I follow him on Instagram and see all of his stuff. He's like a super nerd. He like built his own computer, and one of my favorite things is I saw that he had one of Brandon Sanderson's books from the Stormlight Archive, and for me that's like a really big deal because I love Brandon Sanderson. He's one of my favorite authors of all time, and I would totally love to see Henry Cavill be casted if they ever make a show for the Stormlight Archive. I don't know why, but I see him as the Herald Nail. So if anybody knows like the series and stuff like that, you know what I'm talking about, but I totally see him as someone being like a herald. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Anyways, like I said before, the season's going to be a little bit more linear. Everybody's kind of basically all on the same timeline now, except that we have Yennefer like left alone because Geralt thought she died in the battle. So we're going to be following her, and then we're going to be following Geralt and probably some other people that are doing some big things in the continent right now. But one of the things that the showrunner really wanted to focus on was Ciri, and Ciri being trained as a Witcher and all the stuff that she's going through, because like she's from royalty. She's not used to this like kind of life. Another thing that the showrunner said, and this just shows like the passion that she has for the franchise and the series, they said that like during production they would basically film like 95 minutes worth of footage, and I know fans of like The Witcher would like love to hear that and love to see it, but they have to make this stuff around like 60 minutes, so it's sad to see that they have to like cut out 30 minutes of some episodes. But that's the thing, she's like working on trying to make the writing is exactly how it needs to be to tell the story in the right amount of time. So lastly, Netflix has already come out and they've put out the first page of season 2 script, and it shows a man with his family, and they're just trying to find a place to stay, and then eventually they hear a scream behind them. He looks back, his wife is gone, his daughter is like covered in blood, and he tries to go get to safety in the carriage and stuff, but before he's able to, he's like dragged away in the darkness from a monster. So it's like, oh man, we're already starting off like super grim dark, like crazy stuff already happening, which is stuff I'm excited for. Like what Witcher does best is that monster hunting and Geralt using his abilities and stuff like that. Like I'm just so excited to see stuff like that. A lot of the stuff that we were able to see and that we know is from that 2-minute teaser that Netflix already put out, so I would suggest go watching that. I was like kind of hyped that like The Witcher was coming back. I know a lot of people were like sort of forgot about The Witcher, like you know, it's been a while since the last season was out, and a lot of people just say like the hype's gone and they've kind of forgot about it. But I watched the trailer and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm excited again. Before I was like, yeah, I'm excited it's gonna come out, but I saw that trailer and it really got me pumped for what's to come, so I would suggest go checking it out. But before you do that, make sure you comment below of what you guys want to see with the new Witcher season. Make sure you like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.